3 stars from João. It says, they nailed the Portuguese dead racism. Jokes aside, it hit close to home. Well, if it did close to home, why 3 stars? Come on, João. Hello guys, my name is Antonio Sequeira. I'm the director of Autumn, and today I'm gonna be reading some Letterboxd reviews. 4.5 stars. I'm stuck on the first part of the movie. What's the red? Watching this in Poland while I'm dying of homesickness killed me a little bit. I cried at least 4 times. Well, I think this is a perfect movie, I think, for immigrants as well. People who are abroad who feel that even if they've left just their town to go study or to go to things, I think this is a movie that's definitely gonna hit you. But I hope you finish the movie, Alexana Camacho. A big step in the right direction for Portuguese cinema. Thank you. A small step for Antonio Sequeira, but a big step in the right direction for Portuguese cinema. Thank you. A moving film that deals with the reality of many young Portuguese people. I love the story, the art of its shot, but mainly because it talks about a subject in a highly realistic way, which for those who live in the situation, it is impossible not to be moved. Yeah, that was something that we were trying to do with our movie, was to talk about something that I felt that a lot of people were going through, but nobody really was talking. 4.5 stars. It just says sponsored by CP. CP is the trains in Portugal. I guess it's because we have a lot of trains in the movie, and so there was no sponsorship though. 4 stars from Inoxidada. I hope they took Gaia to Gaia. I'm actually shooting this in Gaia. Gaia is a town in Porto, but it's also the character Gaia. In the movie, she's the girlfriend of our main character that comes from London to Portugal, and she brings a little bit of chaos to the family dynamic. If I'd watched this while studying abroad, I would have had for sure drowned in my own tears. Well, that is true. It's a very touching movie for people. And let me see, there's a comment here as well. It says, as a Portuguese girlie abroad, I can confirm I did in fact drown in my own tears. Okay, I'm glad. 4.5 stars by Bia. She says as well, I want to hug my parents. Well, then do it. You should. Everyone should. 4 stars by David Pinto. He says, I'm not crying, you're crying. A Portuguese movie for the Portuguese, not only, I shall say. Please someone compile all of Otávio's jokes. Well, let's hope not. Some of them are not very PC. But the reason as well we call it a Portuguese movie for the Portuguese is not to limit the amount of people that are going to see it, but simply to tell the Portuguese audience that this movie is made for you. It's a movie that is about a reality that we all face. And anybody can actually, it's quite universal, but the idea was just simply that we feel a lot of Portuguese people are not made for the people, they're made for a specific elite, and so we wanted our movie to be for the people, and that's why we kind of had this slogan, a Portuguese movie for the Portuguese. Even now we're going to the world, into the UK, US, and we think everybody can relate to it. 5 stars here as well. Since I saw this film, I've noticed certain silences in the car, certain conversations, and certain dynamics that I have with my family that are represented in the film. It was truly a moving experience that I'm happy to have had with my family. Well, I'm happy we could give you such a moving experience. It is one of those movies that it's better seen with other people. You know, I think especially in a family setting can be very touching. I laughed and cried sometimes simultaneously. Also, my favorite version of Saudade Saudade appears. Thank you. It's also our favorite version of Saudade Saudade. It's like a cover. This is one of the songs that was in the Eurovision of Portugal, but they did a cover in like a church or something. It's such a beautiful cover that I remember when one of the producers of the movie, Anastasia, when I saw her crying one day while I was editing, and then I came to her and she was like, oh, I just found the perfect song for our movie, and she showed me and I was like, that's the correct cover, we gotta get it, and I'm glad we did. Thank you, Mara, for letting us use it. 5 stars. Like, I was already crying and then there was a huge needle drop. That's when the Saudade Saudade song comes, I'm guessing. Okay, here, 5 stars again is about Matilde. She says, Antonio Sequeira, you are cruel. That's me. Best thing that's happened in Portugal since Magalhães. Magalhães is one of the laptops that our Prime Minister a long time ago, he made a Portuguese laptop, and it was like for the kids and stuff. So I guess there's a joke there. Please, more movies like these. Not only is it beautiful in cinematographic terms, but oh my god, the screenplay. I'll say it again, Antonio Sequeira, you broke my heart. Stop writing about my life. +1 for Maro, +1 for Dilas, +1 for Amina Casinha. Yeah, I think a lot of people, that's the reaction I get from a lot of people. Some people DM me or text me, and they all usually say, why are you writing about my life? Everything felt so peculiar. And I think that's what's interesting, that when you write about something that is, that was very personal to me, that was very unique, that I felt was unique to me. But actually, when you write that, you start to realize that we're all similar, and it's actually way more universal than one might expect. For stars again, a child only appreciates things when they start to be missed. As a young immigrant living abroad, I know what it's like to miss my family. My mother always tells me that if I'm happy, she's happy too. It's chilling how true and raw the longing is portrayed in this film. Mia Kazinga managed to carry a very beautiful message without needing to say much. This one hits very close to home and to the heart. Well, that's again what we think people really relate to it. I think the movie really brings some emotions that people have been hidden, you know, some things that people don't usually discuss with their family. I think the movie kind of opens it up for people to be able to talk. Now we have, whoever put sipping purps sauce on the soundtrack deserves an Oscar, Golden Globe, an Emmy, and a Nobel Prize. Well, that was me. I wanted to have a soundtrack that was different than what we used as well sometimes in Portuguese movies, and I thought that it kind of encapsulates what people were listening as well at the time when we were making. 4.5 stars here. Sometimes, only sometimes, I'm proud to be Portuguese. What a brutal film. Well, I hope we'll make more movies that can make you also proud to be Portuguese. 4.5 stars? Okay. Maybe I'm too sentimental, but what a surprise of a film. I didn't think this film would offer so many layers to reflect on, but also to feel. In addition to the beautiful photography, this film has a genuine portrayal of a father, mother, son and daughter, and how challenging it is to have and maintain a family together. I'm surrendered. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it. I think that it always feels very nice to see how people get the idea was to have not only a point of view of the parents or a point of view of the kids, but also of everybody. Everybody gets the same, because I think in life there is no right or wrong in these type of situations. You know, in a family, everybody just has their own version of what's right and wrong, and their own perspective, and that's what we wanted to show in the movie. 5 stars again. I still feel the tear in the corner of my eye. Me too. I've been watching this movie a lot of times, and sometimes it still gets me emotional. 4.5 stars from Tomás A.B. Correia. Portuguese cinema at its full potential. A well-told, well-acted, visually appealing story with a well-paced approach. Honestly, there is little or nothing I would change about this film, which is why it is at the top of my list of the year. In a country where the reality of cinema is shaped by the gravitational force exerted by soap operas, it is a breath of fresh air. Although it serves as a message about how far we can go, it only leaves us wishing that more directors would try the same. Let's do it. The whole point of the movie is that we can have more movies like this in Portugal, and not only abroad. I think that we need to have movies that are not just about the biggest dramas of life. They can be about little things, because sometimes that's what we relate with the most. We got 4.5 stars here from Calacer, and she says fish and chips is fucking cod, because in the movie we have a lot of codfish. In Portugal we love bacalhau, and so codfish is very present. And when the kid goes to the UK, to London, he talks about fish and chips, which is basically just cod. 4.5 stars here. Sometimes, only sometimes, I'm proud to be Portuguese. What a brutal film. Well, I hope we'll make more movies that can make you also proud to be Portuguese. 4.5 stars, The Mother 8, which I guess that's like young people's linguist to Mother was cool. Don't forget, the movie is now available in UK and US in most platforms, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Fandango, Sky Store. Just check it out.